Hey guys, this is the second time I've done this. I've started this video today, so the first two, so I got a sheet here. I got two sheets here and they seem to be stuck together. So I'm gonna unstuck those. Who came up with this idea anyway? There we go. Right, so basically we got two sheets here. They've all got windows on them so that we can reveal what places things came. So this isn't a top 10, this is just a 10 of the best. So this is the 10 of the best Terrestrial Doctor Who episodes. And what I mean by terrestrial episodes is that it is solely based on Earth. So you can't be on Earth you can't leave Earth for longer than either a TARDIS trip, so like go in a TARDIS and go somewhere else, or 5 minutes. So basically closing time is ruled out because they go to Cybership more than once. I think they go to Cybership more than once, so that rules that out. And then yeah, but other episodes like that are that closing time is one of the big episodes that it misses out on. One of these episodes they do leave Earth for less. I think it's less than 5 minutes. I'm not sure, but they do leave Earth for a very short time in the episode, so I'm still counting it. Plus, it's a double, and the first one they don't leave Earth at all. So yeah, I'm counting it. It's my list. I'm counting it. Anyway, the only reason why I haven't been doing many videos is I meant to upload one yesterday, but I forgot, as I got a new cat. I got a new kitten, so that's really nice. So yeah, I couldn't record or I couldn't upload yesterday. So today, going to my dad's, gonna record like 2-3 videos and then upload them. So anyway, this is the first one. So anyway, number 10 on our list is, as you can see there, it is Rose. Now Rose does a perfect way to introduce a new generation, like me, our generation, to the wonders of Doctor Who. Again, it's solely based on Earth, and it's also the first episode of the new Who, so I had to include it really somewhere on the list. And I thought it's not exactly the strongest. Like, if it wasn't the first episode and it wasn't introducing us to to a new companion and to a new Doctor, then it probably wouldn't have been on this list. But because it did, and because it did such a great job of building chemistry and really introducing us to the characters so well, it is on this list. Obviously, it's at the it's at the bottom of the list, or the top. Yeah, but it's so high up on the list. It's the top one, not number one, but it's the top one. So it's the 10th, and yeah, it is probably the worst one on the episode, on the video, but it did do a really good job at introducing us to the Doctor and Rose. So that's why I'm giving it the 10th spot. So anyway, number 9 is... Can you see that? It is... Yes, you can read correctly. It is The Lodger. Now this episode, it had a great cast. I love this episode. This is one of my favorite episodes. Go to really if I'm bored, or if I've just finished watching the entire series and want to go back and watch just some random episodes of Doctor Who. This is always one of the first that I go to. and one of the reasons why it is on the top on the list. Again, some of the plot isn't really, like, the main threat isn't really there, because it's not really threatening. It just wants to leave and ends up burning people up. So it's a bit of an accident, but it's still on the list because I enjoy the chemistry between James Corden and Matt Smith. I also enjoy the scene where Craig learns practically everything there is to know about the Doctor in the headbutt scene. That's pretty enjoyable, and and him just trying to fit in as a human was also very enjoyable as the Doctor. He isn't really, especially Matt Smith's version. David Tennant's probably could have done it like more believably as a human, but Matt Smith's was just a bit too out there to be, a normal human. So yeah, that's what I really enjoyed about that. And none of the other Doctors could have done it but Matt Smith's, because he really had the energy to do it, really, to be less than a normal human. So anyway, that's why number 9 is on the list. And speaking of Matt Smith, number 8 is the 11th Hour. Now, I do really enjoy this episode. I enjoy all of these episodes, which is why they're on the list. But this one in particular was a really great way to introduce us to the Doctor. I think this is probably my favourite introduction to a Doctor introduction episode that we've seen as of yet, which is why it is so high up on the list. Did a great job building tension and with the whole, you have 20 minutes to bring us Prisoner Zero, otherwise the entire planet will be incinerated. So there was definitely a big level of threat and tension there. And and the fact that he already lost his sonic screwdriver at the start of the episode was also a bit of a bust, because that's his get out of jail free card. So, he lost that, but in the end he still managed to save the day. It also did a great job of introducing us to Amy and Rory as well. I love the first part of the episode where it's Matt Smith trying to find something to eat, and just absolutely failing. And then at the end he brings out the fish fingers and custard, which is already one of my favourite go-to dinners, by the way. I really enjoy that. Just saying. But yeah, it's a really good introduction to a Doctor, and probably my favourite one. So for that, it gets number 8. Alright, number 7. The first Peter Capaldi episode. Can you see that? There we go. That's better. Robots of Sherwood. Again, like The Lodger, this is one of my favourite episodes to go back and watch. Whether I've just finished the episode, whether I've just finished watching the entire series, or whether I've just, started back again. And I'm like, I'm going to watch Robots of Sherwood, because I do. Because I also really enjoyed the YouTube poop of it on the Doctor Who YTP channel. I really enjoy that. It's a lot of fun. And it's just a great episode, great cast and everything. It's just great. And the big robots with that bang, just, lasers coming out of their foreheads is pretty cool as well. But yeah, I just love the episode, and it's humorous, and the Doctor and Robin Hood not getting along is what really makes the episode for me, and it's really enjoyable to watch as the Doctor starts to like Robin more and more as the episode ends. And yeah, I think that's what really makes the episode. So, as it's 10 minutes into it, I'm gonna speed through. I'm not gonna speed through some of these, but I'm gonna be a bit quicker with these ones. And anyway, number 6 is the first two-parter, and it is, if you can't read that, it is Human Nature and Family of Blood. Now, I really enjoy this episode. This is the first David Tennant episode, actually, and we get to see the Doctor as a human in like the 1800s. I think it was 1800s. Anyway. It was like 1890, maybe saying that. I don't know, but I can't remember. But it is still a lot of fun, and especially how he never thought, as the Doctor, he never thought that he would ever fall in love with somebody, so he never explained to Martha what to do, and if he did, and that never occurred to him, and yet he ends up doing that, and Martha's there just like, what do I do? It's just great. And then the whole way it leads to Utopia and the Master's reveal as well is great, because if we didn't have that episode, we'd probably be like, what's so special about this watch? Okay. But yeah, it really sets the guidelines for the rest of the episodes, and the fact that we get to see again the Doctor become human is just a great thing, because he did his part great, and he was human, but also kept that like not antisocial, but that like that sort of shyness, and not really sure how to talk with people, and and communicate side of him. So that was great to see. I really enjoyed the plot as well. The plot was really good. But anyway, number 5 is another 11th Doctor episode. One that 100% was on the list. And it is Vincent and the Doctor. When I made the idea of this episode, I had, I think, 4 episodes that were 100% gonna be on this list, and this was one of them. This is one of my favorite episodes, one of my favorite standalone episodes of all time, because just the emotion in it, and the way that it portrays depression and mental illness was such a strong message, and such a powerful one as well. And it was just so interesting to see Vincent van Gogh as this almost freak, and his paintings just being discarded, whereas nowadays, obviously, he's a inspiration and a role model to so many, but he's one of, if not the most famous painters in the entire world. And then just to see him and other people discard the paintings, it's that we now know of, like, absolutely historic and iconic, is ridiculous. And it's so humorous as well to see especially Amy, whenever he does, like, discard these paintings or trash these paintings, not, and then realizing that, hang on a minute, Vincent doesn't know how, you know, how expensive or how good these paintings are. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun to see that dynamic as well between Amy and Vincent. And yeah, it's just a fantastic episode. Everyone plays their roles fantastically, and yeah, it's just a fantastic episode. It is a bit of a throwaway episode, apart from when Vincent comes back when a good man goes to war to lead up to that. But yeah, it just is a fantastic episode, and especially the end bit when Vincent visits the art gallery, sees all his paintings on display, and hears the curator or whatever saying all those things about him, was just fantastic. And I love the bit where he hugs him, and then he's like, what? And then the camera cuts to the picture of Vincent, of the painting of Vincent, and then it cuts back to him, and he's like, that bit is great. I love that bit where it's like, you're like, does he know? Does he not know? It's like, we think he's sort of figured it out, but we're not quite sure. It's just one of those great bits of camera work that Doctor Who does to, really do that, and it's just fantastic, that little bit. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Number 4. You can't read the first line because the bit of paper is covering it, but it is, oh, there we go. The empty child and the Doctor dances. Now, I, as a lot of people do, really enjoy this episode. It's not exactly one of the episodes that I would go back and watch, like, after finishing the episode, because, again, it is Christopher Eccleston, and it is the first series, so I know that I'm like, yeah, if I do go back and watch that episode, then I'll probably just end up restarting it all over again, and, not wasting, but spending, like, most of my time doing that. So I just don't go back and watch Christopher Eccleston episodes for that exact reason. But this is still an absolutely fantastic episode, and just the whole reveal that these nano genes, the only reason why they do what they do, and they make these zombified gas mask wearing creatures, is because that's what they think the human race looks like, because of the image of the body that they got was wearing a gas mask. They're like, oh, everybody wears a gas mask. That's what human faces are supposed to look like. And then, again, the revelation that I can't remember her name now because it's such a long time ago I watched it, but his mother as well, the revelation of that was great, and how it tied into how they saved everybody with the nanogenes recognizing the mother's DNA, was just fantastic and really heartwarming as well, after such a creepy and threatening episode. To have such a heartwarming episode where nobody dies, nobody that is, suffered at the hands of these nanogenes dies, and it's just great, especially when that old woman goes, "Doc, it's a miracle. I came in with one leg." I love that bit. That's just a great bit to end on, and it's just such a throwaway line, but it's one of those ones that Doctor Who does so great because, you know, they're throwaway lines, but they're also so humorous as well, and that's one of them. I love that. But yeah, it also introduced us to Captain Jack Harkness, which is always a good thing. But yeah, it's a great episode, and yeah, what else can I say? They're all great episodes. But anyway, number 3, and the inspiration for making this list is... You can't read that, but it says Dalek. This was the episode I based this entire list off of. I was going to put it higher, but then I realized, yeah, I can't do that because it is a fantastic episode, and it's so high up on this list because of the way that it portrays the Daleks as such a threat that one of them means the death of loads of people, and how much of a threat that Dalek was, and the fact that it started to doubt itself because of its contact with Rose's DNA, and it's human, so it's bringing back its emotions, and then the Dalek inside it is like, no, I'm having none of this, and then it's like, hang on a minute, but, and then it's just great how they did that, and then, yeah, the whole museum thing was a great idea. I really enjoyed that, and the Doctor when he meets the Dalek for the first time and going absolutely apeshit when he finds out like that it survived was a great scene, and it really showed us the Doctor like we've never seen before. So that was a great bit to really emphasize how much of a threat and how much the Doctor really despises the Daleks, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. So that's why it's number 3 on this list. And number 2, I was and I whether to make this number 1 or whether to go with what I was originally going to go with as number 1, and what I would always go with as number 1 as the best episode of all time. But number 2 is Blink. This is a monumental episode. One of the best, if not the best episode, especially for non-Whovians. It is one of the best because I know people that don't watch Doctor Who that have watched this episode and really bloody enjoyed it. Like one of my friends, it was the first episode she ever watched, and she couldn't watch anymore. Not because she didn't enjoy it, because she really enjoyed it, but because of the whole, like, I don't want to say horror aspect, but the whole tension and atmosphere that these Reaping Angels created in that episode, and the sending back in time and everything was just fantastic. In the way that she found out about it, the descendant bringing the letter and going, yeah, this was written like, you know, decades and decades ago, and it's like, hang on a minute, I just saw it 2 minutes ago. Yeah, no. And it's just fantastic how they did that. I know I'm explaining it terribly in this video, but this video is like gonna be 26, maybe 27 minutes long, and it's gonna be a bum-ache to upload. So yeah, I'm just trying to get through it as fast as I can. If you watch the episode, you know what I mean. If you haven't, you won't. But anyway, moving on to number 1. And for me, this 2-parter is the best episode of all time. Again, I'm counting 2-parters as one episode. So any other Doctor Who videos I do, any rankings or any top 10 lists or any episode reviews, I will be counting double episodes as one episode, just to save time, or just to save spaces for other episodes that maybe deserve it more than a second part of the episode or anything like that. So yeah, I count 2-parters as one episode, or 3-parters in the case of Utopia, The Sound of Drums, and the other one. I can't remember what the other one's called. But number 1, if you know me, you will, at the start of this video, you would have known what this episode is going to be. And is it biasy? Is it really? I would say so. But it's my list. It is The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon. If you know me at all, like, school, outside of school, you would know that I love this episode. I love the silence. I love just the whole plot and just the whole idea behind the episode and the way that it is constructed and done. I love this episode, and I cannot stop giving it so much praise. Just the whole idea behind the silence, just the amount of build-up we've had towards this thing, and just the payoff is absolutely ridiculous. And this episode has some of the best scenes I've ever seen from the Canton, Delaware, Everett, Delaware III, with the video phone. He's like, thanks, that's exactly what I needed to hear. There's a video camera, whatever a video phone is. It's got some of the greatest parts and scenes in it I've ever seen. Like when River falls out of a window, and then the Doctor's like, I won't always be there to catch you. You need to stop doing this. And she's like, make me. It's just some of the greatest episodes of all time. I also might have a theory video about to come in tomorrow as well. I'll probably film it today. I'll probably film it straight after this, actually. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm not going to be evaluating the entire episode, but I'm going to be evaluating some of the parts of the episode and explaining my thoughts. So anyway, guys, this was nearly a 30-minute video. I didn't want it to be. I wanted it to be at least 15 to 20 minutes. But that's not how it goes when it's me and Doctor Who. But anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, I might upload it today or tomorrow. It depends, like, what time I upload this video. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.